Little plug-in, don't forget our first 2 episodes, The Shining Part 2, The Shining Episode 2, Psycho Episode 1, is exclusively on Podbean. Episode 1, Episode 2, on Podbean only. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. All you have to do, and I know we have our phones now, we have too much memory, we don't have enough memory, we have too many apps, but if there's any way you guys could just do this for us, if you want to listen to those first 2 episodes, download the Podbean app. It's free at your app store, iTunes, Google Play, and download the Podbean app. It's free, and you can find us there. If you don't want to search for us on Podbean, you don't have to. The link is already up on our Facebook. Share our Facebook page, please. It's Facebook search. It is on Facebook. Search us, Movie Reels 405, and all of our information is up there. The link to Podbean is up. The link to the YouTube page is up. Like, subscribe, and share us if you will. Share it with everybody. I don't care who you share it with. Put it on public if you want to. That'll help us. Anything helps, and
Definitely.
we appreciate it. Well, one of the interesting notes about this movie, and you're about to get into it, is the music.
The actual theme song, yeah. Okay, so the theme song is kind of a rock music, if you will. This thing is from a band called the Dickies. It is of the same name, Killer Klowns from Outer Space. But yeah, I think it's actually pretty good song. Like I'd actually go to it. That's cool with me.
If you guys can, search the Dickies Killer Klowns on YouTube. The music video is hilarious.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The clowns
that one.
are actually
Oof.
the clowns are actually interactive in the
Which is really cool to see.
Music video. They don't do that anymore.
No, not really. Which is really cool to see, but hey. But yeah, definitely the music is actually not too bad on this one. I like the theme song. The score is pretty good.
The composer did an excellent job.
Honestly, maybe we should get into kind of a new little system we should do. Our own little rating things, like what we rate the movies. You know what I mean? Like, personally what I do, personally what you do.
Star rating.
And maybe even all of you out there who've seen this movie, or have seen The Shining, or have seen The Psycho, or any of our upcoming movies for that matter. Maybe you should leave, out of 10 stars,
Oh, right.
Which
and
one?
That's an interesting fact. I'm glad you brought that up, because we don't have to necessarily backtrack, but like Psycho, for example, IMDb gave Psycho an 8.5.
Oh, I was about to say definitely a strong 8.
Like, that's if I had to, yeah, I would rate it a strong 8. Is that what you would probably rate it as well?
Yeah, definitely a strong 8. I mean, honestly, for one, the time the movie came out. For 2, the type of movie it is. For 3, how well actually I thought it was put out there. I had very, very few complaints about the actual movie. So there's that.
And it's just so good for its time, and we're still talking about it in a positive way all these years later.
Yeah. And moving on to episode 2, I mean, honestly, I would probably give that a strong 7.5.
That sounds about right. I gave it a 7. IMDb gave it an 8.4. The more I watch it, I still like it, but I didn't like it as strong as I did just because I researched the movie, and I researched some of the stuff about some of the reasons Stephen King didn't like it, and then I'm looking at it and watching it, like, really the only complaint I have about it, though, is the character.
Shelley Duvall's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, incredible. I can understand that. Same here.
But, I mean, I gave it a strong 7. IMDb gave it an 8.4. So, the Shannon.
I mean, and then even moving on with this, Killer Klowns from Outer Space. B movies, so understanding what it truly is. It's not going to be, your... Oh, goodness.
It's not going to be your Oscar winner.
No, I mean, it's not going to be maybe not even your favorite movie of all time or whatever. And I mean, honestly, maybe we should get into that one day on the top 5. Maybe even next episode, for that matter, a top 5 of our personal, whether it's any genre, horror, film, love, comedy, whatever actual genre it is, just that's your favorite film. Simple as that.
I could definitely dig that. A top 5 movie overall. That'll definitely take some time to get into.
Not too much, because I mean, honestly, one of mine will be Donnie Darko. Love that movie.
We'll have to cover that one day. Back to the star rating, though. IMDb gave Killer Klowns from Outer Space a 6.1 out of 10. To me, it's a little bit more stronger than that, but it might just be because I like B-rated horror flicks. I'm going to give it a strong 7 out of 10 stars.
I can agree with that, honestly. Yeah, 7 out of 10 sounds good to me. 7, maybe even 7.5 for that matter, but a strong 7, easy.
Well, IMDb needs to update their damn star rating system, because I can't give it a 7.5. I can only give it a 7. They can give it a 6.1, but I can only give it a 7 or an 8.
Hey,
but I'm gonna go with a 7. Man, everything Killer Klowns. This episode, to me, we had tons of information.
Yeah,
I feel like this was definitely a positive. I liked The Shining, and I know a lot of people were telling me I'm a little too hard on that episode. I liked The Shining, but to me it wasn't as good as Psycho, and to me already I feel 10 times more positive about this show than I did The Shining show.
I can agree with that. I can agree.
If anybody does want to know what the difference is with The Shining episode, it is because The Shining episode, to me, everything felt a little rushed that day. Had some personal issues going on. Mother was ill, so we did a lot of our research in the actual hospital. But everything's good. All is good with the world. And The Shining episode is not terrible, but to me it is definitely the lesser of the 3. So, man, let's... I think we've covered...
There was actually a couple things I wanted to cover over, because one little scene I thought... Actually, 2. One, creeping me out because not much happened. And sometimes with a horror flick, that's the scene that's the worst. Okay, the parade. When they're about to run up on the parade, they're going around town and all that, and he's talking about how all these killer clowns are out, and how all these people are dying and all that. But traffic was just like everyday, normal, 10, 11 o'clock traffic. Like, whatever, hey, I'm going to get, a shake, or I'm going to do last minute grocery runs, or whatever it was, for that matter, in the background. And then all of a sudden, right up ahead, they run into the parade, and I was just like, that's a little weird. But I guess if the town's put in a mesmerizing trance, then okay. And then the second one I thought was really cool. The second one was actually the shadow puppet scene, where he throws... I don't know which clown it was, but he throws up a bunny rabbit in front of people who I think are waiting for the bus, is what I would say they're doing. He throws up a bunny rabbit. And then he throws up Washington crossing the Delaware, which, how in the world that's possible, beyond me, but, it was still pretty cool artwork by the Kyoto brothers and, the Gene Warren. And then he throws up a hula dancer, like a Hawaiian hula dancer. And the last thing he throws up is at this moment, people are the 5 or 6 or however many people there were are kind of overjoyed. They're into it. Yeah, they're really like, oh, that's awesome. How can he do that? He's so talented. Blah blah blah. And then he throws up this T-Rex that has bright, burning red eyes, and he just basically makes it eat them. And they literally disappear, because actually that's when Mike Tobacco is telling Captain Hansen that, oh, there's a killer clown right there. He's like, hold on, let's watch this. I want to see what you are saying. Like, I don't see how this guy is very menacing other than being tall and kind of weird looking. And he does this puppet show, and he's like, okay, this is whatever. And then he basically makes the T-Rex eat all 5 or 6 or however many there was people there, and they literally just disappear.
Right,
you know, like Thanos.
There's a lot of small, interesting parts like scenes, as you will, like as far as like little creatures go, like when Debbie was in the shower and those things popped out of her laundry basket, which
From
actually
the
popcorn is evil. It's evil
actually,
popcorn.
that makes me wonder: is that their eggs? You know what I mean? Like because
they were babies.
Yeah, like is that what they are as babies, and they grow up into what the killer clowns are, or you know what I mean?
That's interesting. They never said anything about the popcorn or the. What was really interesting was
the popcorn gun actually was really interesting.
Gun.
Oh yeah, because apparently they
paid
spent
thousands of dollars for it.
$7,000 for this popcorn gun. And that's kind of cool, an expensive movie prop that's not anything new. But what sucks is that it was a one shot, and that's it. They literally only got one shot out of it, and it broke.
And the special effects guy said he could have made that for him for $100.
For $100 out of a bunch of stuff and just painted it to look pretty much like the same thing out of $100. Oh man, they must have been kicking themselves right after that. But
that's what's interesting about this movie, and that's what's interesting about what we are doing, is we are finding out so much more things about these movies that we love. I mean, it took us 30, 45 minutes of really digging, and we got almost three pages full of little interesting tidbits on our favorite movie. So I mean, yes, we don't get money from this, we don't get paid from this yet, but I mean, I am enjoying every single bit as far as finding all these new interesting things about the movies that I've loved so much.
Oh yeah, and I mean, whether this goes, to whatever, or it just kind of just sits here as, projects that we've done, either way, I'm having a great time doing this, and, just getting out there to all of y'all, getting out there to our audience and our friends, family, fans, simple as that.
So now it's time to do a little thing that I keep calling, and that's some fantasy booking. Now the Kyoto brothers have said that they are in the works, they've been in the works, they've talked about it, doing a sequel of Killer Clowns 2. If they did a Killer Clowns 2, what do you think maybe the plot might be around?
Maybe the revenge of the Killer Clowns or something like that, Because, you got to think about this, like Independence Day, aliens come to Earth and do all kinds of stuff and then eventually get blown up. Well, with the Independence Day resurgence, basically they came full force, bigger, stronger, a lot more menacing, and were going to try and not, really just kill us to gather our world, but to kill us.
Right, so that would be pretty interesting to have bigger, meaner, darker clowns.
More, for that matter, too.
True. The CGI, the special effects they have today, they could do anything they wanted to.
Oh yeah, I mean, they could do so much more. Or, one other thought is, would they keep on the roots of the film and keep with the, just higher end props and puppets and
I think
all that stuff?
The only way this works is if the Kyoto brothers do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, okay, you kind of can't have the actual film without all three of them. And it's got to be all three.
They still own most of the rights to it too, and I know MGM did help distribute and help out with the film, and I think owns some of it now, but the Kyoto brothers still actually own rights to the movie, the characters, and all that.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, with Freddy Krueger, with Wes Craven, with, Halloween, with John Carpenter. It's kind of hard to imagine when Halloween came up with Rob Zombie. It was kind of okay, he's done some good films, but is he going to do good with Halloween? Is Halloween going to go good with him? And I mean, other than a couple outlandish things, I thought it was pretty good overall.
Right.
But it just didn't have the certain John Carpenter feel. It didn't have that roots, I guess you could say, feel to it.
To me, none of them did after Halloween 2.
Yeah,
he's only done those two. So
I mean, honestly, yeah, you got to be straight with that. But hey, that's why we're getting the man himself doing this new one coming up. Simple as that. Which
I'm excited about. We keep mentioning it. We're doing Halloween. In 2 weeks, actually, from this episode, we are doing the original Halloween, and then we're going to go see the new Halloween, and then we're going to do our Facebook Live video before and after. But I think that about wraps it up for everything Killer Clowns. What we have coming next week is pretty interesting thing that I like to do. The movie itself is mesmerizing. The movie itself is terrifying. And the movie itself is a classic. We're talking about the original 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The original, directed by Tobe Hooper, and it stars the classic, the original Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface. This movie scared the holy hell out of me when I first watched it. Just a heads up that IMDb gave it a 7.5. So if you guys want to be interactive, let me know. Hit us up on Facebook. Is it a movie that you think deserves more? Does it deserve less? Do you like the 7.5? And maybe if you are listening to us weekly, every week, episode 1, episode 2, maybe you're listening what we're telling you that we're watching, and maybe you're watching along with us.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of a cool interaction thing right there.
Definitely, I want to get the show, and we can do maybe like a watch along one day.
That'd be pretty cool.
Pretty cool idea. Do the episode as we're watching the movie. But man, I think we put a footnote on it, and we are wrapping up Killer Klowns. Any extra side notes that you have about Killer Klowns?
No, not at this time. Yeah, we're pretty much wrapped out on it, I think. I mean, honestly, I don't think there's much more you can find out other than going to the Kiodos brothers themselves.
Man, they did an amazing job on that film. I enjoyed every single moment of it. I rewatched it today for the first time in, I think, a couple of years, and I was pleased. I was happy with it. I enjoyed it.
Definitely. I probably about my 8th time watching it, and I don't know, 15 to 20 years or more for that matter. So definitely.
Don't forget, guys, be interactive with us. I threw up a poll a few weeks ago on the first Monday of NFL season, which was Monday, September 8th. I threw that poll up there. I enjoyed the poll. I enjoy the feedback. If you want to be more interactive, you guys have to share, you have to like, you have to participate, because I am going to try to throw up a poll for you guys to vote on what show we should do. So we did Killer Klowns today. Next week is Chainsaw Massacre, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then the first Friday in October, we're doing the original Halloween. Every movie after that, I would like for you guys to vote. It's going to be a poll. It'll hit every Monday, but the poll is only going to be up for 24 hours. Once that poll is no longer up, then that's the show that we're going to do. But I need you guys to be more interactive with the poll.
Definitely, because honestly, maybe there's one movie that we don't. Maybe there's a movie that that we don't have. Simple as that. And so we can get out there, beat feet, and get that movie, get digging, and get information, and basically watch the thing, see what we catch, see what we don't catch, and all that.
Yeah, my library consists of over 2,800 movies. I have a 400 digital movie library. What we don't have, or what I don't have, it can be found. I will go find it, and I will get it. So
definitely, I think that'd be a cool thing for both of us to view a movie for the first time together and put it out there.
That's another thing. We're going back. I'm going to touch subjects here. I've had an interesting time finding certain movies, and everybody is like, get on Amazon, find it online, they'll ship it to you. And I'm like, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but I want to watch the movie within a few days. Something about going to a movie store, going to your FYEs, going to your Best Buys, your vintage stocks. Something about it, just going to those places that are a little dusty, a little dirty, and they have that vintage smell to them. Like, nothing beats going and looking for a movie. Like, I enjoy it. To me, it might just be me, but I find it therapeutic. Probably no different than somebody going to a library or a Barnes and Noble and looking for a book.
Oh, definitely.
Chilling, looking at the book, looking at a couple of pages Well, you can't do that with the movie, but you can look at the back, you can read it. If you have your phone on you, you can find out a little bit of things right there.
Or the trailer, for that matter.
Pull up the trailer, but I still enjoy going and hunting for a movie. I still do that today. I did that yesterday, for example. So that might be me, but personally, if I can't find it around me, then I will go and get it on Amazon if I really have to have it. But as far as that goes, man, I think we're done here. I want to thank everybody. Again, you can find us on Facebook.com. Facebook searches Movie Reels 405. There we are. The Cine-Men Movie Podcast. Like us, share us. Again, the first 2 episodes are on Podbean. This is our debut show on YouTube.
Yes, we are going to try and get it up to YouTube every single time after this show, so we have a broader platform to work with, and we have more of a universal platform to work with. You should already probably have YouTube downloaded on your phone, if not on your web pages, so simple as that. Something that you can reach us easily.
Right, you can find us on YouTube, you'll find us on Podbean, and after October, after 5 episodes, we will be on Spotify. So all of this, we're everywhere. So
but yeah, just plug Spotify right into your actual computer at home, and turn it on as background noise, listen to us or whatever have you, and go from there.
Right, I listen to the first episode at work through the headphones, take us on the go, listen to us at work, in the car. We enjoy this. We're going to continue to do it. We appreciate all the following, all the support, friends, family. We appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. We're doing something we love, and we're just getting bigger from here.
Most definitely. Well, this is Edward Silverstone. This is Edward Silverscreen signing out. Y'all have a good night.
This is Johnny Real. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We appreciate it. And we will see you next week, October 28th, when we cover everything Texas Chainsaw Massacre.